Hi, we're here at SCCE's Compliance and Ethics Institute. I'm speaking to John Szabo. John, how long have you been in compliance?
Well, I would say well over 40 years, believe it or not.
Really?
Mostly with the U.S. government, where I was ethics attorney and managed an ethics program in several agencies.
Okay, so you work for the federal government then?
Yes, I did until very recently. I retired recently.
You did?
Yep.
And you're still active in compliance?
Oh yes, I consider it to be sort of part of my life in many ways. It's something I enjoy a great deal. So leaving my job is almost like leaving something that was part of my life, and I want to continue. I'm not just going to abandon it. So.
Okay, well that's very exciting. Is there, so you've been in compliance, did you say, for over 20 years?
40 years.
40 years. And when you first started in compliance, was this a developing field?
Yes, I was sort of like at the beginning of creation. It was sort of right after the Watergate scandals, and then which led to a number of laws, both on conflicts of interest and financial disclosure. And then further issues that came up in the world, particularly in the government and in the private sector, have elevated the need for some rules as well as for some ways of dealing with many of the problems that the people were facing with respect to ethics and fraud and others, things like that.
Sure. And when SCCE came about, did they prove to be a resource for you in your career?
Oh yes, I've been to several of the conferences in the past. Materials are outstanding. The speakers are very good. It also opened me up to a totally different area, which is the private sector world of compliance, which has a whole host of issues that I don't deal with, and areas and ways of dealing with matters like risk management, and which I learned a lot, and auditing and investigation, which I learned a lot about.
Oh, well, that's really good. So do you read the Compliance and Ethics Professional?
Yes, I do. I find a lot of articles in there useful, as well as the authors are ways to also find out more about what's in their field.
Sure. And do you use the SCCE net, the compliance social network?
I read many of the, I'm on it, and I read the different things, and I'm not as active involved in responding as I am, but maybe because there's so many things that we have to see all the time.
So, and you enjoy the conference? So
far, it's one of the, it's the biggest one ever, and they certainly cover all the issues that I'm interested in.
Well, that's great. Well, I hope you have a great conference, and thank you so much for your time.